Kenny, talk about last season. Obviously, I wanted to be here at the Reese Senior Bowl. You talked to Jim Nagy. Can you share with us what that conversation was like? And then going back to Pitt, did anything that Jim say dawn on you or help you out to make your decision to go back?
Yeah, really. Jim gave me great advice, and I seeked advice from Jim, Coach Whipple, some other people I really trust that would get valid information. And everything I was hearing was day 3, and I just looked at myself that think of myself as a higher player than that, and put myself in a better light. So I wanted to come back and really improve my game and have no regrets in this process, and give everything I had one last time, one last season, win a championship, and then attack this process next.
Hey Kenny, when you hear Jim compare you to Joe Burrow, what do you think about that?
That's a hell of a comparison. I might have to have Jim intro me like that everywhere I go. Man, that was a heck of an intro. But yeah, he's a heck of a player. Obviously at the college level, and now doing what he's doing at the NFL. I had a chance to be roommates with him at the Manning camp. Talked to him actually kind of towards the end of our season at Pitt. Great guy, definitely a great role model to have, going into the NFL.
Hey Kenny, sometimes in the draft process, the player's age, especially for quarterbacks, is kind of seen as a negative. Joe Burrow was an older prospect, just as an example. How was that a benefit and a positive for you?
I think just experience and the amount of reps that I've had, and 4-year starter. You take a lot of reps in practice as a starter, especially I don't like to give up a lot of reps, so I make sure I practice fully, and I feel great with all the game plans that we have. So the amount of football that I've seen, I think, is a huge positive, going into this next chapter.
Just to follow up on the Burrow question, do you see any similarities between your game and Joe's game, and what do you have to do maybe in this process to have this sort of impact, I guess, that he did on his team in the first couple years of his career?
Kenny, sorry for opening up the Burrow question. I meant as a guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a mobile guy. He's really accurate from the pocket. We're both not Lamar Jackson, so we can move around and extend some plays and find guys downfield. So I think that's a huge piece. And I think really the mental aspect. The game's definitely slowing down for him. You can just tell by the way he's playing. That's where I got to the point this season at Pitt and at the college level. And I just want to streamline the process as much as I can and get to that level with the NFL as fast as I can.
There's a lot of really talented players going to be coming around this week. A lot of talented quarterbacks going to be playing this week. What are you trying to prove this week to show that you can stand out among the rest of the prospects?
Yeah, I think consistency. I think everyone knows the kind of year I just had, and it was a lot different from the previous 3 years. So I just want to show that playing at a high level for 13 games isn't kind of a luck thing. You got to be the same guy every single week, and I want to be the same guy now down here in Mobile, and just show consistency.
Hey, Kenny, could you just kind of touch on this hand size topic? Do you feel like it's overblown? And when did you first kind of start hearing buzz about that?
I think that's like the number one thing for quarterbacks in the draft process every year is hand size. The good news is I played in Pittsburgh. Anyone that's been to Pittsburgh knows it's not the nicest place to play in October and November. So I have experience playing in tough weather. And I didn't measure in this week. I just want to give the most accurate measurement I can. I'm working on mobility things, so I'm sure I was waiting for that question. So anyone else that has that can answer it now. Just want to work mobility things. I'll measure it in Indy at the combine, and that'll be it.
What do you do? How do you work on mobility of the hand?
Just stretches.
Hey, Kenny, over here in the middle. Hey.
Sorry.
Hey, I'm from Miami. I wanted to ask, how do you view Marino?
Yeah, I mean, he's a Pitt legend. He's a guy that, when I showed up to Pitt, his name was on the wall, his picture was on the wall. My first recruiting trip to Pitt, they had like a little booth that was like all Marino and all of his gear when he was at Pitt. I have a picture with it. My dad sent it to me actually. He had it saved towards the end of the season. So I got a chance to, meet with him, multiple times. And down at the ACC Championship week, I got a chance to, talk to him. Just a great, like I said, just a great role model to have, coming from your school and going to have the successful career that he had. really want to strive to follow his footsteps, kind of make him proud, and all the other Pitt alumni that's also come through.
I don't know if he's here, and I don't know if you'll get a chance to visit with him here, but what, if anything, has he said that you found maybe a little helpful?
Really just to kind of enjoy the process, I'd say, and work at it. It's not going to happen overnight. It's something I'm familiar with. This is a unique process. I'm just trying to, really enjoy every moment of it.
You guys share a facility with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What benefit, if any, is it being next to an NFL team?
Yeah, seeing how they operate every day at practice, right? I mean, we share a practice facility. Doesn't mean that we see them in the building, but we see them outside of the building. See how they go about their business, how they work. Go through their walkthroughs, how professional they are. So, as a young kid coming into Pitt, freshmen and sophomores can see how things are supposed to be done. And, on our practice field, and obviously at the highest level next door.
Did you have any interaction with Coach Tomlin or anyone?
I've had, yeah.
What
I've
do you
had
think
a
of
couple. He's a great guy. I mean, obviously, really familiar with Coach Cannon as well. He recruited me to Pitt, so I have a great relationship with them.
Being right next to Pittsburgh, obviously they need a quarterback now with Ben Roethlisberger's retirement. Thoughts on Ben and also the prospect of possibly being drafted by the Steelers?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Ben's a Hall of Famer. Had an unbelievable career. He was coached by Coach Whipple. It was pretty cool to, be coached by, Coach Whip, who had Ben, and then I got to learn from him. So a lot of the things that he taught Ben, he was teaching me in these past 3 seasons at Pitt. But the possibility of getting drafted there would be really unbelievable. Pittsburgh is really my second home, so that'd be kind of a dream. That started once I got recruited to Pitt, and maybe at the next level. So we'll see what happens.
Guy in the back over here on the left.
Kenny, you had a kind of a showdown with Sam in the rain there. I think it was a Thursday game, whatever. Can you just take us through how sort of bad the weather was that night, and did that maybe kind of help your case as far as the hand size and just answer questions about ball security and things like that?
Yeah, I'm sure. We said, a lot of people take it. Some people blow it up a little too much than it actually is. But played in Pittsburgh, tough weather. That game was tough as well. Probably the heaviest rain game I've played in. Me and Sam talked about it. Actually, one of the first things we talked about was that game when we got down here together. So just talking about Sam, just a great player too. So I'm happy to compete with him down here as well and carry our college careers into the NFL.
And did the rain seem to get harder in that last possession when Sam had the ball? Like, it felt like it turned up about 5 notches.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bad the whole way, but it definitely was. As the game went, it got worse.
Kenny, you have as much tape as anyone here at the college level. You talked about showing consistency, but is this process for you as much about getting people to know you, your personality, what you're like as a competitor in your football mind, as it is showing that you can throw passes, because you've obviously done that?
Right. Yeah, it definitely goes both ways. We don't have a chance to talk to a lot of the NFL personnel, obviously, in school. So now the chance to have, 4-hour interviews last night, as literally just came from another hour worth of interviews and walked right into here. So it's kind of a unique experience and getting a chance to meet a lot of people, and they can kind of see what kind of person I am, and I can also get a feel for how this works to the next level as well.
All right, we got 2 questions left. We'll go those 2.
Kenny, do you get a sense in those conversations with NFL teams, are there common questions that you feel like you have to answer about anything on the field, off the field, in the lead up to the draft through those conversations?
Is there any unique questions?
No, just in terms of questions that they have about you going into the draft. Is there a common theme among teams that you feel like you have to address on the field or off the field on the way?
To be honest, the whole process so far being early, it's just really getting to know you. Where you came from, how you were raised, what kind of system you were in college, detailing that system. Everyone has a different process. It kind of all touches the same things in terms of the questions that they're asking. Some teams do it, have a more unique style, which has been cool to learn, their system quickly and trying to, teach them back what they just taught me. So it's a lot of different, ways to do it, but it's all the same at the end of the day.
Kenny, what is the biggest thing you want to accomplish in your first season in the NFL?
Become a successful NFL starter, and I don't know what I don't know. I want to learn as much as I can, whatever organization I go to, learn from the quarterbacks in the room, learn from the staff and the whole coaching staff and the team in general. Throughout my career, I was always learning every day at Pitt, and it's something I want to take to the NFL.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kenny.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.